Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's day 11 of Vlogmas. And on Sundays, we normally talk about new makeup releases. And so I thought that I would switch it up. And what we're going to talk about today is we will be talking about makeup releases, but we're going to talk about makeup releases in 2022 that made no sense. No sense at all. So if you want to hear my thoughts on some of the ones that I just kind of scratched my head or rolled my eyes, then keep watching. Thank you so much for clicking on my video. So again, today's day 11 of Vlogmas, and we're going to be talking about makeup releases today, but in a different way with a different spin. And I want to talk about makeup releases that sometimes we go through and we're judging, okay? We're rolling our eyes and we're like, that makes literally no sense. No sense at all. You just sit back and you're like, who thought of this? You know, so we may get a little judgy in today's video, but today's video is really special because it's another collab. And today I am so honored that I get to collab with my friend Kelsey Brianna J here on YouTube. I've been watching her for a really long time, you guys. I know exactly how I found her. I was searching YouTube for reviews on the Tom Ford Stick Foundation years ago, and that's how I found her. She was also the one that introduced me to a higher thinking when it came to luxury beauty, and more so investing on complexion products in luxury beauty, because if you know me, I'm obsessed with complexion foundation. That's what I'm into. Now, if you follow me on Instagram or if you watched my recent makeup release video, I did talk a little bit about Kelsey Brianna J because I wanted to share with you guys that she actually has started a new channel. She has been on YouTube for 12 years. She's got over 1,000 videos uploaded on her channel, Kelsey Brianna J. But she got to a point where the channel wasn't really moving in the direction in which she wanted. So she made a decision to start a new channel, of course, focused on luxury beauty, but maybe a little bit of lifestyle as well, some styling. She's very much into fashion also. And her new channel is House of KBJ, and I will link that channel down below. Her old channel, Kelsey Brianna J, is still very much open and active. She's just not uploading on that channel, but she's got so much good content that she didn't want to close it down in case somebody was researching a certain product with her skin tone. And so both are up, but I'm going to link her new channel down below. And in general, Kelsey is one of those, like, she lives the life, okay? And I said this recently in a video, like, I live this life, you guys. Like, I do my makeup every single day. There's not a day that I don't think about what foundation or what eyeshadow palette I'm gonna use. Like, I just love it, you know? And that's what you get from her. You get a lot of enthusiasm. She's got a lot of knowledge about makeup techniques. And she's also the one, honey, you can tell, she lives that life. So I really enjoy her. I think you guys will too. If you were already subscribed to her old channel, make sure and go subscribe to the new one. That one's gonna have like a little bit of a mix up on content, which is gonna be really fun. And definitely go over there. Tell her I said hello. Kelsey, thank you so much for collabing with me. I love you. I told you this before, but I believe in you. I think that this is gonna be a really nice, fresh start for you. And I think you're gonna grow very, very quickly because you attract that. So without further mushiness, okay, let's go ahead and get into the video. If you're new here, make sure and subscribe, like the video if you like what you see, and definitely go check out my socials. Everything's linked down below. This look is live on my TikTok and Instagram if you want to see how I put it together. It is a full face of my Sephora Holy Grail favorites. I also have a video on that up. That was day 3 of Vlogmas, so go check that out. I'll link the playlist to the Vlogmas down below, actually. So today we're talking about makeup releases that made no sense at all, and I just want to quickly get into it. I don't want to drag this out, especially because I may piss some people off, but the first release that made no sense to me was when Natasha Denona released those baby glams. I don't know if it's an unpopular opinion, but I saw it and I was like, huh? Like literally 3 shades. She normally picks the 2 most basic mattes and then 1 shimmer, and it's like $18 or $19. Now, the reason why I don't think that makes sense is because she's already got the mini size. The mini size has 5 shadows for $25, and that's a really good one for travel, and you get like a good spread of the color story. But then she releases this baby glam for like $6 less, and you get 3 shadows. So that made no sense to me. I recently got one of the baby glams in my Sephora favorites gift box that I got during the sale, and it's cute, I guess, but it just leaves you wanting more. And I just don't know. I don't know what she was thinking or what her marketing team thought. I would love to see, like, you know, how the sales are on that baby glam situation, because I just don't get it. I mean, the mini gold is one of my favorites, and I looked at the baby glam mini gold, and it looks nothing like what I gravitate to or love about the mini gold. So anyway, I thought that was weird. It doesn't make sense. Don't do it. Wait for a sale and then buy the $25 mini one, and you can get $5 off during the Sephora sale. Don't do it. Next one, I'm gonna roast a brand that I absolutely love, and you will see a full face of this brand coming up during Vlogmas, but it makes no sense, you guys. And this may be coming from someone that has a little more complexion to their skin, but I think a lot of people feel like this. I'm gonna roast Dior. Dior's releases, some are beautiful, some are totally beautiful, very cohesive, look great, definitely draw me in. But there's a lot, like I would say half of the quints, for instance, that Dior releases, they all look the flippin' same, you guys. Like neutral color story, topper shades, very light natural makeup. How many of these can we buy? And at $56 to $60 a pop, if they all look the same, like why do they keep doing it? Now they keep doing it because people keep buying them, right? And so sometimes, and I wouldn't say like a creator specifically that comes to mind, but sometimes I will see creators like swatch these quints that are very neutral, very light, doesn't really work on anybody, and they swatch them, and these are like very light complected creators, and they swatch the palette and you're like, I can literally barely see one or two of those shades on your skin tone. Why would Dior think that it was going to work on the rest of us, right? And so I don't know, I'm always so confused by it, and it makes no sense at all to me. Now I own a lot of the Dior quints, but every single quint that I own in my collection are those that have shades that are very impactful, have a lot of pigment, and those are great. Those make sense. The formula and the performance is consistent, and they are mighty. I say this in a look that I have coming up with Dior, but that's like half of what they release. The other half is so light and it all looks the same. Tom Ford does the same. Let's just throw them into the loop there too. And you're like why? It doesn't make sense. Why do you keep doing this? People keep buying it. That's why. The next one is a more recent release, and it's Artist Couture. I love Artist Couture, and actually Mac Daddy, the owner and founder of the brand, is Salvadorian, just like me. So of course, naturally attracted to that. Plus I love his energy. And I found him when I purchased the Supreme Nudes. That was a great palette. I still have it in my collection. Love it so much. I think it was basic, but it was beautiful, and it did well. I think that's how they got on the map. But then he takes that and then releases a mini nudes collection with more nude lipsticks that look like the other nude lipsticks, and it looks like it's in a carton or cardboard packaging, and it's just 6 very basic nudes. So I don't know, I just kind of thought like, that doesn't make sense, Mac Daddy, come on, let's go, let's get a little creative, you can do it, you know. And so I don't know, I may be wrong. It doesn't look like cardboard packaging. It looks like the same packaging as in the Supreme Nudes, but this is the Supreme Nudes Matte Masterpiece. Okay, you already have beautiful buttery mattes in the Supreme Nudes. Kind of doesn't make sense. And not only did I think that, but I looked it up on Sephora, and this palette was just released and it's already on sale. So I don't know, just saying. Didn't make sense. The next one was weird. We got to think back a few months, but I was scrolling and really researching, and for the most part, most brands, they're very much on brand. They're on point. They have a certain aesthetic, they have a look, they have an audience that they're catering to, you know, and everything looks very cohesive on their socials. Everything looks good. I was scrolling, and then I found that Bobbi Brown had a collection that released earlier this year, and it is a Bobbi Brown tokidoki collection. Do you remember this? This collection, I mean, I see it and I'm like, okay, is this like a collection that released in Asia? I mean, it's got like that anime aesthetic, if you will. And it's just a bunch of her products that look like the same, like they always do. The palette's a tiny bit more colorful, but I didn't understand. I didn't understand why the collaboration with Tokidoki. Like maybe it's a bigger brand in Asia that I'm just not following. It just does not fit the aesthetic of the brand. So I was just confused and I was like, what? So I Googled tokidoki, like what is tokidoki? And it's a word that means sometimes. Like Bobbi Brown is saying, buy this so you can use it sometimes. I don't know. It was so weird, you guys. And I was like, okay. Like it looks gimmicky. I wouldn't use it. it looks gimmicky, but then like, you know, some of these little unicorns and stuff like that, like look like they're polished gold. And so I'm assuming because Bobbi Brown's in a luxury price point that it would be pricey. I just didn't get this collection. I don't understand. If you know of what the culture is in Asia and you know that tokidoki is something else that I'm missing, let me know. I just went by Google. You know, Google was the one that told me, but I looked it up on Google. Literally nothing else comes up with the word tokidoki except that it means sometimes. All right. There's another one. Oh, you guys, don't hit me. Don't throw nothing at me. I'm just gonna put it out there. Okay, I'm just putting it out there. The next release that kind of didn't make sense. And I think a lot of people felt that way, and I'll tell you why. I recently talked about the Pat McGrath holiday collection. Please don't click off. Just hear me out. I think that we had wanted color. Please, for the love of God, get away from pink. Like, why? Why the neutrals? Why the pink every time? And then she gave us color. She was like, okay, I'm a shut all of your mouths right now because I'm giving you what you've been asking for. And she releases this Mothership Mega palette. And yeah, it was like 5 minutes of just total euphoria for me, right? I was just, in love, the color, everything. So beautiful. And then I looked at the palette and then I looked at it a little more and then I'm like, I don't know. I just, you know, again, going back to the fact that like each brand has a certain aesthetic with their brand. I know it sounds like an oxymoron. I'm contradicting myself, but it just didn't go. And like the blues and the greens were beautiful, but they just didn't call to me as much as I thought they would. And just like Artist Couture, what I saw on Sephora is that actually this palette, it retails for $82 and it's only been out like a month-ish at this point, a month and a half by the time you watch this video. And it's already like significantly reduced on Sephora's site. I mean, it's down to like $65, $62. That's $20 off the original price. In addition to that, there was a sale. Like you could have gotten the palette for $49. That's like almost half the price. And so that tells me sales are not what they need to be. And it just didn't make sense. As much as I hate to say that, like, honestly, from the holiday collection, what really stood out to me were like the little 5-pan palettes. Everything else was kind of like, I don't know. So it didn't make sense. And I'm sorry. And I almost bought it when I saw that it was $49. And I was like, but wait, like I'm not going to use it. Why would I buy it? Doesn't make sense. The last one that I will sit here and just roast for a minute is NikkieTutorials. She has a brand, I learned, Nemia Cosmetics. And she released this palette that looks like it's a Kellogg's or Tony the Tiger palette. It's got bright blues, bright oranges, all these different colors. Now, I haven't followed her in a while, but for years I did follow NikkieTutorials and I loved her eye looks. And she was the one that taught me how to kind of do my eyeshadow because I have like hooded lids and they're a little tighter set. And this palette didn't make sense to me. I mean, I know that she likes a lot of color, but I just feel like it just, maybe the color story was not cohesive. It didn't really draw people in. And so I don't know. I will just say that I don't know how the brand's doing or I don't know how successful this palette was. But for me, I was just like, not at all. Not at all, bro. Not at all. I don't like it. So those are some of the releases that I looked at and I said, just not making sense. The last little thing I'll say is there's been like releases that have been coming out in the last month or two that look like they're full on like Easter or spring color stories, summer color stories. And I said this before, correct me if I'm wrong. I am not the trendiest. I'm not really like on the up and up of everything and color stories and fashion and everything else, but it just seemed odd. Like usually around this time of year, we see releases that have more of like the earth tones, the grungy tones, the cool tones for winter. And I thought it was weird. Like we were seeing a lot of palettes released with like neon colors, oranges, yellows, you know, some were pretty. Like I reviewed one of them with Unearthly Cosmetics. It was pretty, but I said in my video, it just doesn't make sense. Like it's not that time of the year. Some people were saying like, oh, there's just a lot of delays because of COVID. Like I understood that like in 2021, and I know there's supply chain issues, but like, it's just weird that we're still having such a delay. So anyway, I just thought it was weird, but that's my take on some releases this year that just made no sense at all. I am so curious to see what Kelsey is gonna share with us because she has more of like her thumb on the pulse with luxury beauty. So I really want to see what she has to say. And yeah, aside from that, you guys, I hope you're having a wonderful holiday season. I hope that your December is going well. I'm almost done with 31 days of filming, uploading, editing. I think it's been a lot of fun and I'm excited that I was able to do this. I'm almost done with my Christmas shopping, which is crazy. That never happens. So yeah, so happy that we got to hang out today. Please go say hello to my girl, Kelsey Brianna J, and definitely subscribe because she is starting something exciting. All right, you guys, I'll see you guys later. Bye.